guys, wanted to go ahead and make a quick video for you so that you'll have a visual reminder about what we did with Fiona on leash and with the downstay. I have with me here, this is Maximus. He's an 8-month-old Cane Corso Mastiff. He is a sweet boy, sweet boy. He is not leash reactive or aggressive with dogs or humans, but he has an overexcitement issue so that when he sees people or dogs, he starts to jump and he growls and barks, and it terrifies people. He's 110 pounds at 8 months, so you can imagine the sound and the force. So anyway, we need to teach him to settle and dial it down when he sees people. He also, because of his DNA, has a bit of a protective instinct. So sometimes he sees humans, men with hoodies and other things, that make him growl and grumble. And we just need to keep that in check. So what motivates Max is different than what motivates Fiona, but the behavior sort of plays out in a very similar way. And of course, because he's 110 pounds and growing, we really need to make sure that he knows that the human is the leader. Now, as I said to you when we were talking, nothing is punitive. This is all about figuring out how to give a dog a signal that they're going to understand and be able to hear in the moment. Max's strategy is pretty much the same as Fiona's strategy, because both of them have this reaction to the world when they're on leash. So here's what we do. First of all, whatever the dog wears when on a walk is what the dog should wear when you're doing these practice exercises. In Max's case, he wears a prong collar. So that's what he's wearing now. In Fiona's case, whether it's a slip lead like the one we used last night, or whether it's just a leash and collar, doesn't matter, but we do want it to be on her neck. The gentle leader, when we're doing these about faces, it's too hard to have her in a head harness. And we don't want her in a regular torso harness because that will promote pulling. So let it be a collar or a slip lead. Now I'll say one thing about collars. When we have a dog who poses any form of risk, whatever it may be, we want to put them in a collar. If they're in a slip lead, then they're good. You can lock down a slip lead and the dog can't get out. But I'm going to send you a link for a collar that's referred to as a no-slip or a martingale collar. It's this double loop collar that you wear it like a regular collar, but if a dog decides to try to pull out of a collar, it closes around their ears and their skull. It's not a choker. It doesn't choke all the way down. It just closes tightly enough that they can't get out of it. Always a good idea, but I'll send you some information about that. Okay. So here we go. So Max is going to be also using the word here because they use come in recall for distance. So I'm going to be doing the same thing. You'll remember what I showed you was you don't want to be doing death grips and death wraps. The minute we start doing that, we send a signal to the dog something's wrong. She doesn't know she is what's wrong. She just assumes whatever's coming is. So it sets an alarm. So let's be cool about it. Here's the loop. And I don't care what side. I always put a dog on my strong side. Some people disagree with that. But so thumb in and grab it and then just sort of fold it up to a length that feels comfy. It doesn't have to be the full lead. The shorter the leash, more control. But of course, in this exercise, you want her to get out there from you a little bit. So see what feels comfortable to you. But here we go. So before I give Max a real signal, I'll say, Max, here. I want to be sure here that I use the word in an instructive way. I want him to get acclimated to it, right? So even when we're standing around, I'll pop and say the word. Max, here. And I say his name first, as I told you to do with Fiona. So they're out of camera. My dogs are wandering in a fenced yard. So if you see him look distracted, that's why. Now, he's not dog aggressive, but his excitement issues as an 8-month-old puppy are quite a situation. I don't know if I said this. He's 110 pounds and growing. So yeah. All right. So first thing we're going to do is some back and forth, about face, about face, about face. And then we will move into every time I stop, you are to sit. Now we have to teach her that. Here is the sit signal. Max is good at this when he's not so good at it on a walk, but here's the signal. We pull up and we hold. And if the dog doesn't pay attention, release and do it again. So on the second one, he didn't do it, so I say sit. Yes, good boy. Max's reward is affection. You can use treats if you want to, but Max digs affection. So now there's a dog moving around that will capture his interest. Notice the leash goes loose. When he's doing the right thing, if I have a tense lead, I'm going to make him tense. Loose leash. Break. Good boy. Good boy. Now again, we need to teach Fiona what this upward means. So come here, boo-boo. So we do this. Max, sit, pull up, push down. Yes. And then we release. Good boy. Let's do it again. Break. Good boy. Good boy. Here we go. Ready? Pull up, push down, say the word. Max, sit. Yes. Good boy. So we need to break it down for him. We can't just expect she's going to know, and you don't want to count on the fact that she knows the word sit, because now we're out in the world on leash. So it's a whole different ballgame. So teach her when we're out here in the world and you're excited, when you feel this pull up, it means sit. But we have to teach her first. Break. So the idea is Max is going to learn the same thing Fiona is. Max, sit. Yes. And I release again. Oh, he didn't sit. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Now, if he pops back up, I will repeat it. Boom, and sit. Until we get a dog to the point that pulling up on the leash makes them sit, I will always pull up and say the word. Pull up and say the word. Association. And push on the butt for as long as is necessary. All we're doing is trying to create a neural pathway for her that says, I feel this, my butt goes down. I feel this, my butt goes down. Okay, so very important, when we give the signal, we pull it up. The minute the butt goes down, we let it drop loose again, and we reward in whatever way. Notice that when I reward him, I say, good, good, and then I stop. I mean, let's not make too big a deal out of it, right? He's just sitting down. All right, so now I'm going to put the two together, the 180 and the stop and sit, right? Break. Hand to my ribs. Let's get closer to the camera. Here we go. Max here. Good. Max here. He's really distracted by my dogs, which is great. Max here. So I'm going in short distances. Max here. Yes, good boy. So that I stay on camera. Here. Good. Sit. Good. Good boy. Good boy. Break. Here. I'll go in and out of using his name and not. Max, here. And you'll see when I say Max, he starts turning. Max, here. Yes. Sit. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. Let's go this way. Break. Here. Good boy. Max, here. So you see how he's getting better just like Fiona did. Now, he's trying to play with me, which is great. Because now you can see, I don't know if she'll do this, but what do? I ignore him. Max. Max, sit. Yes. The sit is the go-to, which says calm it down. So you see when I told him to sit, he released the leash. I didn't get into drop and leave it, and I didn't focus on the leash. I put him in a sit. Settled his brain down enough to have him let go of the leash. That's the same. Max, sit. He's pulling on. I don't know if you can see, but so he knows that it means calm it down. He's still screwing with me, but that calming of the brain is exactly what will benefit us when we're on a walk and we see a dog. Make sense? Break. Good boy. Max, here. Max, sit. Yes. Yes. Break. Still crazy? Ready? Here we go. Max, sit. Yes. He's starting to get it without, that time I didn't have to touch his butt. Now, he's a puppy, so he can only work for just so long before he gets nutty. Max. Oh, good. I doubt Fiona's going to do this, but just in case. Sit. Yes. So there you saw him respond to the tug up. He's starting to get it already. He's a really smart boy. So, okay. You get the point. What I want you to do is, even if you're not able to take her on a walk on any given day, if you've got 5 minutes, either one of you, to go out and do this exercise, incorporate having her sit at different random times. You come to a full, snap to a stop, and pull up. And remember, you're pulling up and holding until they sit. If they don't respond to it, release and pull up again. So you're keeping pressure on the neck, pulling the head upwards. And if she doesn't sit on the second time, you just push her butt and say sit all at the same time. Okay? Text me if you have any questions, and I'll send you a video on the down stand in a little bit. All right, around. Good boy.